Hi everyone, I'm Lily. I'm 7. Today I'm going to read a story. The title of this story is The Fishing Derby. Louis leaped out of bed and yanked on his clothes. He had been impatient for this day all year. Today was the Deer Lake Fishing Derby. Last year, other kids had caught fish and received prizes, but not Louis. Not one fish had nibbled on his line, and he had gone home disappointed. But this year, Louis was determined to win, and he had a secret plan, a plan that was so super secret. He hadn't told a single soul, not even his dad. Louis, Dad hollered. We don't want to be late. Dad put a tall white chip hat on his head, his red apron flapping like a superhero cape. As he hurried to the car, every year Dad cooked a hot dog and hamburger at the Derby picnic. At Deer Lake, it was a supper day for the fishing derby. There were so many kids, big and small, ready to fish. Would Louis tell his secret plan and help him win a prize? Police Chief Dugan was the announcer, and he would measure all the fish that the kids landed. Third prize is for the smallest fish, Chief Dugan announced over a bullhorn. Second prize is for the first fish caught, and the grand prize is for the biggest fish caught today. Good luck, kid, and no running with your fishing pole. Ready, set, go! The Deer Lake Derby had begun. All the kids, except Louis, scrambled to the lake and began to fish. Louis walked along the water edge, away from the noisy crowd, until he found a scheduled spot where he could fish alone. He put a fat worm on his hook, tossed it into the water, and waited. Most of the kids had crowded in onto the fishing pier. The fishing lines crisscrossing and getting tangled in the water. Look, I caught a fish already! Mayuki yelled. The grand prize is mine! She jumped up and down with excitement. A sheep Dugan measured the fish and then quickly released it. It's an expensive sheep, Mayuki, he said real quick. But remember, the derby isn't over yet. Fishing far from the others, Louis stood quietly. Splish! Splash! What was going on? Curious, Louis looked over toward the other kids. Splash! Carlos had slipped and fallen into the water. Splash! Amelia had dropped her fishing pole. Splash! A crying toddler had thrown her doll into the water. Splash! Keenan had fallen off the log. He had been perched on. Louis ignored the uproar and focused his attention on his fishing pole. No fish yet. Louis waited quietly and patiently for a long time. Still no fish. What if his unbelievably secret plan didn't work? Tug, tug, tug. A huge fish bit and tugged at the worm on Louis' fishing line. Very carefully, Louis reeled in the most enormous fish he had ever seen. Chief Dugan raced over and measured the sleek silver fish and then slipped it back into the water. Over the bullhorn, he declared the Deer Lake Fishing Derby over and announced the lucky winner for catching the biggest fish of the day. Louis won the grand prize, a new bike. Dad was so happy. What was your pin? Louis, he said, flipping hamburgers on the hot grill. Did you use a lucky worm or your special fishing lure? Louis grinned and climbed on his shiny new bike. I waited for the noisy kids to frighten all the fish over to me, he said, and they sure did. My super secret plan worked great. How did Louis feel about this year's fishing derby compared to last year? A, he was excited. B, he was disappointed. C, he was mad. D, he was scared. I which of the following was a secret? A, Louis got cooked during the fishing derby. B, Louis went out to fish by himself. C, Louis was excited. He won the fishing derby. D, Louis wanted them to wait for the noisy kid to make the fish come to him. I should see. Why did Louis decide to fish alone? B, he wanted to be noisy. B, he didn't like the other kids. C, he wanted to be somewhere quiet. C, he wanted to wear a superhero cape. I should see. Why might one of the rules be that kids couldn't run with a fishing pole? D, running with fishing pole is dangerous. B, they didn't want any of the kids to start fishing before the other. C, they didn't want the fish to be out of the water too long. D, all of the above. I should say. How was Louis probably feeling when he didn't think his plan was working? A, frightened. B, disappointed. C, excited. D, happy. I should say. Read this sentence. Louis caught an enormous fish. What does enormous mean? A, very small. B, good to eat. C, very large. D, bad smelling. I should see. Why was Louis that happy after Louis won the grand prize? A, he knew Louis really wanted to win. B, he did not have to cook any more food. C, he liked it when people became quiet. D, he could use Louis' shiny lure to catch his own fish. What is the best summary for Louis' plan? A, Louis had a super secret plan that he did not tell his dad. B, Louis' plan was to scare the fish into biting his fishing pole. C, Louis' plan was to wait patiently for the fish to be scared by the noisy kids so he could catch the biggest fish. D. Louis had a plan to use lucky one as fishing pole to lure the fish to his line. C. Which traits best describe Louis? A. Aggressive and mean. B. Patient and smart. C. Smart and fearless. D. Angry and loud. B. What causes Louis to have a super secret plan for this year's fishing derby? A. He did not want his dad to know. He did not like hamburgers. B. He did not want the other kids to know he had cheated. C. He had not had a single nibble the year before. D. He liked keeping secret. C. I got 9 of 10 correct. The end. Thank you for listening.